And after what happened yesterday, longtime CDU officials just wanted to leave the CDU. I received an internal transcript, which I will read to you in a moment. Yesterday, during a CDU meeting, the situation completely escalated. The grassroots no longer support this. People were saying things like, I no longer see the point in paying 1,700 euros in health insurance contributions and also having to insure my wife at the same time. In 2022, I was still paying 860. This can't go on like this. No more support for Friedrich Merz. And I'm telling you, the situation has gotten so extremely tense for them by now that they're losing more and more support in society. This CDU is finished. It's done for. Kretschmer now says they'll support taxing the rich after all, which is the focus of this video. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Roll the clip.
When nothing helps, people blame communication. But with him, it's actually his policies that are wrong. He was elected for a reason.
Clip at the party meeting yesterday, people suddenly started going through and reading what they actually had to vote on. Just imagine they actually read through the entire health insurance reform and saw what was in it. And then someone says, listen, friends, now I don't have to pay 1,300 euros anymore, but 1,700. And at the same time, I have to insure my wife as well. This calculation just doesn't add up anymore. I can't afford that anymore while still keeping up my household. And at the same time, he said the dreaded word. Just imagine all of you here are academics, but in the AFD, there are people who actually work. Are you seriously asking yourselves why voters are leaving you? Then just take a look over there. We urgently need a policy shift. Total silence. And I'm going to read to you now how he described the whole thing yesterday. ... In the local party chapter, it was like being in Bunker 45, bad mood and democracy. ... The follow-up questions about the democracy remark were met with people who were basically speechless, who no longer knew what to say at all. The supply and the outrage have stopped. Total silence, and the mood was absolutely at rock bottom. That was the CDU party conference yesterday, which, yes, sank into chaos and disaster. There's the health insurance reform, which suddenly no one is supposed to have read at all.
Yes, of course, this is really a very bad time to cut family benefits indeed, because many young people have postponed their desire to have children at the moment.
At the same time, as the Federal Statistical Office reported today, well, actually yesterday evening, naturalizations are rising to a new record high. Is this politically intended, or do we just want to cut ourselves off here? Feel free to write in the comments below what you think, whether this is just intentional here in Germany, or if it's maybe even a calculated move by the ruling parties to drive people out of the country.
Because of uncertainties about the crisis situation, the economic situation, the weakening economy, the rising prices, and so on.
And the next big problem is coming up right away. Just to sum it up briefly, in almost every federal state, members of parliament are now getting even higher allowances and their salaries are being increased. So the monthly salary they receive, except in Saxony, under Kretschmann, they didn't find a majority to raise the money again because that's a minority government. Jens Spahn says only if the health insurance reform goes through, he will also forego further salary increases. And now comes the big surprise. At the same time, Kretschmann from Saxony spoke up yesterday and said, okay, I'm now definitely in favor of introducing a new tax on the rich. Everyone earning over 5,000 euros gross, 2,500 net should now definitely support this country so that he can get his salary increases again in the future. That can't be right. That's just Saxony. Saxony just hasn't gotten any salary increases. By the way, the two states heading into elections like Mecklenburg-Vorpommern and Saxony-Anhalt are probably already considered lost. There's now another big salary increase where people just say, man, the politicians need more money while the citizens have to save. And we'll get to that again, but I want to quickly throw in a little off topic. Listen to this for a moment, and then we'll go back to political Berlin.
Not even at concerts in the GDR would the band have had to submit a set list.
No, I don't want to tell you that songs have been put on a banned list again in Erfurt like Scandal Rosie. We don't know it yet. I mean, hey, it was part of our childhood, or don't you agree? Feel free to write it down below. No, that's not what I want to get at. That means more and more stars and even people sitting at regular folk festivals are saying that this sorry, I misspoke, that this democracy or its politics, democracy as they call it, needs to come to an end soon. And at the latest, that's when local fairs are ruined for people. The basic idea of a folk festival was always just to let loose and have fun. That's no longer possible because one person complained. And now we're coming back at the CDU party conferences, or at that CDU party conference, the one yesterday. Yes, it finally came to an end yesterday. You know what? You've completely lost touch with reality. We're not going along with that anymore. Then you can campaign on North Rhine-Westphalia's streets yourselves. And at the latest, when dear Mr. Wust finds out this morning what happened yesterday, he should seriously consider whether he shouldn't change course, and not like, yes, Daniel Günther absolutely want to have a coalition with the left party, because that's what they already said yesterday. If there is even the slightest move towards the left, which just wants to destroy the economy, then no one will go out on the streets for the CDU anymore. And by now it seems that the campaign booths for the CDU have already been pretty much dismantled, even now in Saxony-Anhalt. They are probably being seen less and less, while the AfD booths are getting more and more attention. And yes, not even, I already said it in the video yesterday, not even in Saxony do the retirees really want to vote for the CDU anymore.
Or the third thing, he said, we don't have a revenue problem in Germany, we have a spending problem. And now there's a government that, if things go this way, will have taken on 850 billion euros in new debt by the end of the legislative period.
So, and now hold on tight, I'm going to start with that right away. And after what happened yesterday, longtime CDU officials just wanted to leave the CDU. And yet, just yesterday on social media, we were told that they had sent resignation forms to the AfD. By the way, one of them wanted to join the AfD right away and got membership forms right away from our, the one who's often been on this channel.
The CDU was also filming, just from a different visual angle. The AfD is said to be in a panic.
So much panic that none other than AfD politician Bernd Baumann was standing outside the door, fuming with anger.
A war of words on social media. But as is well known, the AfD is far ahead in this field. Even CDU member and strategy consultant Daniel Eck has to admit that.
And by the way, it was exactly this paper that made some CDU members resign yesterday, or at least pick up the resignation form. Yes, really. They didn't just do it by email. They actually wanted to submit a formal application because they've really had enough by now. To go along with such stupid, nonsensical politics. And yes, we all know that the AfD is definitely better than the dinosaur that is the CDU when it comes to social media. And what happens to dinosaurs? I'll let you write that in the comments below.